So we're here in St Paul's, Church of Ireland in Garvagh, and we're here at the final resting place of a bit of a legend in these parts, TBF Thompson. He's commemorated here, and he was predeceased by his first wife, sadly, Kathleen. As you can see on the headstone, it says she was called home the 4th of July, 1986. And then TBF himself, TBF stood for Thomas Bacon French Thompson, and he's commemorated as a much-loved husband and loving husband, called home on the 1st of January 2009. And then his second wife, Annie Elizabeth, known as Betty, and she's commemorated as a much-loved and loving wife, called home on 8th of September 2021. TBF Thompson, he left school at 15 and started a haulage business and built it into the biggest plant and truck dealership in the country. He was born above his parents' grocery shop in 1915 here in Garvagh, and he was partly named in tribute to the terrible toll in the trenches on the Western Front in the Great War. His father bought a Model T Ford, the first car here in Garvagh, and young Tom was driving it around the deserted side roads by the time he was 12. At 15, he joined a family business, served behind the counter, and at 18 he persuaded his father to buy a lorry to replace the horse and cart on the grocery round. Within a few years it built up in a thriving business that a bigger lorry was needed, a 1.5 tonne Bedford. Before long, he bought a 3 tonne Bedford for a milk contract and hauled potatoes to Belfast and brought back loads of feeding stuffs and fertiliser or lime, buying yet another lorry as the business grew. He went on to become a fantastically wealthy individual, I say a very generous man, a very religious man, and he would have supported a lot of church groups. After his passing then in 2009, the first day of 2009 then, this fine headstone was erected here. But also on this bigger headstone, it commemorates here other members of the Thompson family, not necessarily even buried in this churchyard, but at the base here, it commemorates Thomas Bacon French, and then it just says OBE, JP, DSC and a con, and his years 1915 to 2009, and it says founder of TBF Thompson in brackets Garvagh Limited and co-founder with his first wife Kathleen Louise of the TBF and KL Thompson Trust. So I mentioned earlier, he's a very generous man, so a lot of organisations were supported through this trust. And it says then at the last piece of information here, it says TBF was second son of Thomas Bacon and Sadie E. Thompson. So again here in St Paul's, Church of Ireland in Garvagh, County Londonderry, then we have the final resting place of the well-known and fantastically successful local businessman TBF Thompson.